Hello there, good morning to you. This is Kakaaki Social. Thank you so much for holding on. I am Onoshurena Obozike. Now, it's exactly a year today we lost our founder of Dark Communications, High Chief Raymond Anthony Aliogo Dokpesi. Continued to rest in perfect peace, our boss that was never bossy. Now we come to trends of today. The presidency on Tuesday left netizens confused as presidential aides issue conflicting statement over President Tinubu's address to mark his first year in office. Could it be a battle of supremacy, first to break the news, but then Bayo Onanuga told us in what he called a State House release that Tinubu would be at the joint session of the National Assembly and he would dwell on the achievement of his administration and Nigeria's democracy since the military ceded power in 1999. Well, later in the day, his colleague Ajuri Ngelale trashed that information, saying that Bayo Onanuga lied. He called what Onanuga told us false and unauthorized. Well, he added that the president would only be inaugurating strategic projects across the country, another case of us against us, or us versus us. How did this meet netizens? Let's see at this point. This user says, one day, Bayago mistakenly announced Tinubu resignation. Be there, these guys can never shock me. Lie. I mean, this was quite strong for me. And then this user says, delivering State of the Nation address in a joint sitting with the National Assembly tells that the president needs people around him to help with the boldness with hailings while he tells Nigerians his one-year achievement, which certainly won't be reflective of the streets. But this is definitely not happening now. King Dave says there is no coherence in this government. One person will say one thing and the next minute another person will come and counter it. I thought electioneering was over, but there is still so much propaganda. This loss just making the presidency look confused and unserious. I mean, that summarizes the thoughts of many on this development yesterday. I feed on PDAPCTS says Bayo Onanuga is the gatesman where they are holding meetings. All he drops here are beats from his eavesdropping. Take him serious at your own peril. Well, let's leave it at that and see what the presidency and the president would be doing as regards their 1 year in office, how they would be doing it. But then, a federal high court in Abuja has remanded Choma Okoli in the Nigerian Correctional Center in Suleja as she pleaded not guilty to the 2 counts of conspiracy and cyber stalking leveled against her. She is a consumer, if you forget, who in September 2023 reviewed on Facebook a tomato paste by Erisco Foods Limited. Now, if you remember, she was pregnant, but according to her lawyer, Inibe Effiong, with the medical report in court yesterday, Okoli suffered a miscarriage as a result of the psychological trauma of the case, and the babies she lost were 2. That's twins. Now, Erisco Foods insists that her comment on their product was false and it caused anxiety to the management and everyone else. She would be in custody till Friday, 31st May 2024 for ruling on her bail application. Such a development right there. Let's see how netizens reacted to this very one. Vasilis says the court system in Nigeria is a mess. This case should have been thrown out as soon as it was filed. She shouldn't have been arrested in the first place. This is all so disheartening. And in another reaction, Optician M says Nigeria court will always be active in remanding ordinary Nigerian. If she was a politician now, they will adjourn or give option or fine. And more thought to this development is coming from Ima 2020, who says, but you supported her not to do the needful. Now you are here talking rubbish. Do you know what it means to establish a business and for one person from nowhere to destroy it? Let her go and prove how the products are killing people. And in another development, this user Desire says people should also be aware that she lost her twins baby in the course of this case. Remember, a twins was lost because of the pressure coming from the rich man and the police. Before you buy that tomato puree, please remember whatever you have to remember for, please remember. And we see now that they have rebranded, apparently because of the call to boycott their products. So they've changed the container of the content. But then the lawyer also of Chioma is also filing a case to say that she did not say killing. She wrote K asterisk, 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 and then she now wrote ing. So basically, it's not killing that she meant. But we'll leave it at that for more stories. So this is a viral video of some men of the Nigeria Customs Service and Vehicle Inspection Officers that made it to trends on Tuesday. It was a free-for-all fight for them at the popular AYA roundabout close to us here in AIT, here in Abuja on Tuesday. Well, the cause is still unknown, but clearly from what we see, the fight was at the office of the VIO.
What is this? Holy Ghost fire devil! Jesus, what is this? Hey, Karim! Don't go there! Twice. Holy Ghost fire! Now custom. Can they do it in the office? I'll collect all of them. Arrest him. Can they do it in the office? Come here. Kasim! Can they do that? Can they do what you did in your office? Can they do it in your office?
All right, that was the case summarized. It was over 5 minutes video, but then we can't take everything. Let's see your thoughts on this development. And this user Pharaoh says, very shameless. All these agencies just they behave like touts. No law, no order, no respect for hierarchy. Everybody just they do as them like. And he says he's heartbroken right there. And in another reaction, Saddam says, they obviously compensated some Agberus by enrolling them into custom and other federal government agencies. Now the results are out now. And then more thoughts on this one is coming from Ali, who says, Mr. President, it's high time we address the constant friction between security agencies. Sir, do not be deceived. It's a sign of an underlying security issue that is gradually sprouting and needs pruning. Sir, the ball is now carefully in your court. I like how he put it, like Mr. Tinubu is seeing it. Apparently, we needed to amplify this. And then the customs has responded to this, and they said that the services has distanced themselves from whatever happened, and then they are going to investigate what really transpired, and the behavior, they condemned it, and it was self-motivated, not a representation of their belief, and they were not there to fight for them. So let's take our final story from the day, which of course another episode of the Game of Thrones happening in Kano. This is as the Federal High Court in Kano has ordered the police to evict the reinstated Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, from the Emir's palace. Well, ruling on ex parte motion filed by the deposed Emir of Kano, Aminu Bayero, on Tuesday, the court presided over by Justice S.A. Amo Beda also ordered the police to ensure that all rights and privileges due to Emir Bayero were given to him. Now, while the Federal High Court ordered the eviction of Sanusi II from the palace, the State High Court in same state also restrained the Police Department of State Security, that's DSS, and other security agencies from arresting him or invading the same palace. Again, that's the development there. So we see what happens today in development to that. Pro-Obedience says, Kano, Nigeria, the Emir saga. Lamido Sanusi was deposed a few years ago. He gently moved away. Ado Bayero was deposed. He is resisting to go away. Sanusi Lamido Sanusi was reinstated as the Emir of Kano. Nigerians watch with keen interest on how it will end. And more thought on this one is coming from more users on X too. Victor says, argue from now till the end of the world. The State Assembly and Governor have the power to appoint, dethrone, suspend Emir of Kano. Aminu Ado Bayero is just wasting his time in the face of the law. You think the state government and Emir Sanusi are bothered? They play. And then making a suggestion that maybe may never happen is our final user this morning, just in the last and previous slide right there, who is calling for election, that maybe we need to start having elections in Kano State for the emergence of Emir. Sim is saying that at this point, Kano should conduct Emir election between Sanusi and Bayero. INEC should not be involved. If we say INEC should not be involved, is it going to be transparent? Even though that we have also argued that even when INEC is involved, there is no transparency of any sort. Well, that's how and why we'll leave it today. I'll see you again.